They're full of run, the Kangas. Larky's on here. Couldn't mark.
Outstanding to see him back after a full season out last year with an ACL to Hewitt. There, North Melbourne building from Bailey Scott at half-back. Larky and Weitering. What a welcome return it is for the Blues to have that big, powerful defender.
He's a welcome addition back to that Carlton back line.
A touch there, a hand pass back to Scott, to the pack on the wing. Weitering up to belt that over the boundary. McGovern coming back, Akers. Spills to Weitering. Powell towards Larky. Couldn't get his way to the front.
On in there. This is outstanding defending. He was out of position there, Weitering.
Think about a shot from 45 out. Weitering gets back. Does his job expertly.
See, they're really sucking in the big ones. It makes life easy. And ahead in that direction, Larky got underneath it. There he is again on cue.
So it kills it straight out of bounds.
And now Sharp, the ex-Sun. There's Weitering and Taberner. And Sarong back for Aish. To half forward, another one-on-one between Taberner and Weitering. And something we've traditionally associated with Carlton. We know that their profile's been a bit different. So Brayshaw. Walters trying to find a passage to it, and Weitering ensuring he doesn't. Who took a bounce to get too close to Boyd. Frederick was always going to be dragged down under those circumstances.
Movement too, though, Jace, because when they go that slow, as the ball goes out of bounds, you're allowing as well, Carlton. They haven't been blown away, obviously.
Fish to Sharp, and then it gets a bit sharp. So on the slow play, Weitering looking for greener pastures down the ground. Amos was dangerous but doesn't mark, with Weitering bearing down. Kent Banfield 5, back to Clark. He doesn't let the blood rush to his head, but high ball. Walker and Weitering both there to represent their team. Weitering came with the fist. It's up, might be up to Rankin. No, he doesn't get back.
It's just an experienced player, Weitering.
Keys to Walker. Weitering arrives and does impact. He doesn't come there immediately, but it's on its way, and he still was in the clear. Weitering does enough. Rankin and Kennedy.
I think he thought Rankin
gets it deep. O'Brien, and there's a mighty fist and one. Handball straight to Rankin, who was already turning his body as he received the ball. Somehow he did.
Good sign, though, the amount of pressure they've been able to apply inside their forward 50. It's a little drop kick.
Drop kick, so he should have searching for Taylor Walker. Weitering was vulnerable, but still found a way. Saligo gives it plenty and gives Walker, who he had his opponent. Again, loft kick to full forward. Cadman jumps off both feet. Can't ball. Whitfield. He spotted Bedford, and coming at it is Cadman again. Weitering with his... Won't worry them too much. Kick along the wing. There's Weitering doing what he has to do. Off to Kelly. Collects his thoughts. Kicks long. Riccardi engages with Weitering. Underneath it, Curno's gone back to try and shore up the Blues. And they get it to relatively... Starting, trying to get in there. Warp speed. Hawkins denied. Dempsey for the Cats. That's going to drop short and fade. And Weitering does what he should. Undeniable. Off the left boot. He didn't have the opportunity for even a quick glance forward, and you can see the result. It's Weitering to the extremities. Had a 15-metre circle to himself. Weitering too tall and too crafty for that. Stengel read the tap, snared it. Sends the Cats to Hawkins, and Weitering, he can't prevail. He's got his measure. Hawkins continues to fight. Weitering continues to stop him. Again, Carlton fans thought they might have earned a free. Blitzau's got a tour of all elements of the MCG, and now to win. Patrick Dangerfield out of the middle, curls the kick. Hawkins doesn't get there because Hawkins is still goalless. It's genuine one-on-one. The strength of Hawkins, the guile, and the brilliance of Weitering. And he has dominated him again, as he has...
Jacob Weitering winning a one-on-one. How good is this? Tracked the ball all the way, had touch on his opponent, pushed him out of the way, and then delivered a beautiful exit kick.
Holmes goes for heights to try and buy some time. See if the Cats can make a contest. They can't. He waited for Parfitt, at least at the threat of the handball. Hawkins is well behind. He pushes Weitering in the butt. Henry outward bound again. Ollie Dempsey. Oh, Weitering, towering influence in the air, takes the mark.
To Elliott. And pretty simple in the end.
My check.
Nicely spoiled by Weitering. Good recovery as well. Owies.
Turnover here. Howe inside 50. Weitering. Decides on the long ball. Cox is the target deep.
Myercheck and Weitering. Weitering magnificent. Little ball here.
Now side bottom. Weitering in best position. Such a good player.
Now Josh Dacos deep into the pocket. Elliott, great fist there by Weitering. Spoiling a certain mark.
How good's he been?
I mean, Myercheck's had a real...
For Melbourne, Rivers on the line, coming at the ball strongly is Weitering.
Nobody ahead of the ball. They've got to reset the field, find an option to kick to.
Petty presents in.
The 3 points, had a couple of shots. And tonight, he's won a couple of nice one-on-ones. So if you're the coach, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Weitering looks to the corridor. Kennedy's all on his own. Wobbly, awkward kick. Finger breaker inside 50. Weitering.
Very wide. Taken away here magnificently by Sparrow. But Weitering is just an absolute... Viney just slams it on the boot and gets it to 2 one-on-ones. Weitering wins that.
Kicks to a one-on-one. It's over Petty and Kemp. Weitering peels off. Tries to poke it to his own advantage. Kemp there as well. To McGovern, to Weitering. Had an absolute blinder. Hand pass to Billings. An awkward hand pass. Didn't hit it well. Weitering has been exceptionally good. And he hits Mackay.
5 weeks, he's had 31 disposals or more in every one of those games.
He has.
After what we just saw, Anderson, hooking ball, Weitering. Regular stack. Big fly, King, Newman. Weitering.
A big ball.
And he executes it perfectly. Newman tasked with that job. Goes towards King, but Weitering just gets off. Scott Johnston. He of the acrobatic work for the Suns. They need to respond. Weitering under pressure from King. Just shrugs a couple of tackles. Here the ball and the boot connect. Almost here connecting to Weitering's match. Johnston over the top and Weitering. Touch ball. Just comes out, the big boy. And
Raking handball. Walsh busy early. Weitering, a nice spot up. He sits it across the face and an easy one for Weitering.
Back to Bergman. They're in a bit of a bind. Drew round the body. Intercepted by Weitering. Double-digit lead in the game. Blues by 10. Finishing piece with Georgiades. Back with the flight. McGovern was brave. Weitering.
With Chincotta to help Merritt around the ground.
Weitering.
Ground really well.
Right to come in from the side. Belton.
Now Weitering. Kennedy's dropped into some space. Goldstein out of the middle. I'll get another quick inside 50. Wright comes out to meet it. Weitering from the back. Setterfield tracking back towards the square. He goes towards Langford. Weitering got a fist in. Langford still keeps it alive. Searching kick to half forward. Stringer the target. Weitering gets rid of him. Bounces the handball to Sard.
Right. Not able to extend at all.
It's across the face. And Weitering takes the grab.
Wobbly ball to half forward. Hawkins caught behind. Weitering another one-on-one win.
And here's the party trick from Weitering. We've said how he's had a real...
Got it out there, Hollins to Koning onto Weitering. Neat little ball by Weitering under pressure, found Owies.
Long in the Hawkins direction.
Pretty good strength to stay in the contest there, Weitering, and not get...
All the way back to Weitering. Gets around cleverly.
Composure was good to Tui. Didn't come at him, Hawkins. Hand in on the ball. Picked up here by Clark.
Amount of room to move. Weitering's just a star.
With the win. Bit of a merry-go-round. Close was there. Newman made up for it.
On a fly. Weitering.
Nankervis now. Deliberate kick. Tried to put it on the head of that contest, but getting back into play. Jaden Short there. Designated best kicker in the back end. Weitering, good mark, solid.
Lose to not concede. It's still there with some work to do, though. Weitering, Sard.
Line's being held on the bench, realising conservative play is the way to go. Weitering. Slicing ball, good ball. Charlie Curnow.
Sometimes you just got to appreciate the work that's, you know, your teammates really well. And Weitering saw Charlie Curnow. It was actually a 2v1.
No doubt. Corey Durden, another trying to fight his way back. Weitering spears it inside 50 and finds Owies.
Someone like Fantasia here, we just saw kick that goal, Joel.
Weitering over the top. Quick kick to Ranto. Weitering the spoiled day.
The help from Cowan was good. The numbers from the Blues were great.
Chera, Weitering, Cowan.
Bolts, as we had a look at that replay. Tom Green manufactures a kick forward and Weitering out. Going to pull the trigger on the kick into the pocket, and that brings Weitering into the contest. Now a big one-on-one. Time for another score. Weitering, Riccardi, a huge Sard. Boy, there's a bit more pressure on the Blues all of a sudden. They are running away with this match. Callaghan having a big impact on it, launching at it. User of the footy goes long. Weitering lumbers after it, takes the mark. He's been called to play on. Not what he wanted. Weitering, but enough skill to craft a kick round the corner.
Slap forward. Daniels gets on the end of it. Well done, Weitering.
Credit now. Akers does enough. And has the. But what a fine grab. And sends the Dogs deep into the pocket. Williams again. Career high numbers for him this year. Ugle-Hagan outnumbered, outsized as Weitering came in to join the fray. Quickly, eyes across the ground.
Long ball down the Dan Carlton.
Just drops back into the hole.
Exactly where he arrives. Gary, you picked it before it happened.
Waitman won of the ball leading up to the footy. But there's Weitering.
Takes a little cheeky bounce. Sends a ball deep forward in the path of Ugle-Hagan. But again, Weitering, he's unpassable back there.
He's going to break the record.
Handball to Sard, but he had his back to him. So after all that indecision, he spots Mackay.
Screws out the side. Weitering looks for a little exit ball and doesn't.
Dale, Duray having a good evening.
Weitering, intercept mark. 7, Gary?
7.
What's the record, Brown?
He goes to deeper water. To Darcy, knocked away by Weitering.
7 to Charlie Curnow. Weitering. Style. Umpire says play on. Now Weitering just must access the middle of the ground.
His handball found forward and his pass finds Weitering. He was in position A, front spot on Larkey. So a home game essentially for both teams, even though it's a Carlton home game.
+7 in clearances towards North Melbourne.
And no one's going to go here. Zerha waited, looked around, and Weitering went on his lonesome. If they can get a quick mark inside 50, scrubber kick wasn't quite what he was after. Weitering into the pack, try and pounce on it himself. Tackle laid on. Sherry should get there late. Weitering got the big set of knuckles on it. Sherry couldn't get there for the... Sherry got there front spot. Weitering.
Play for North Melbourne.
Sheasel didn't want to waste it. He goes long. Teakle nudged under it and Weitering too good.
Yeah, high in the Radicalier direction. One out. Weitering arrived late.
Gee, Horne-Francis is out.
Away goes Rosé. Worrying here for Weitering because we know Horne-Francis has got exceptional wheels. Weitering gets the better of it. Young's got to compete.
Well done, Weitering. Fake it, he was going back into the corridor. Lose Horne-Francis and get a kick down to the wing.
Now Drew, once again a long, deep, quick ball. Dixon goes over. Cowan immediately looking back for Weitering, and Weitering to Young, and Young Dixon that he'd hoped. He wanted it more inboard than that, and Weitering offering instructions before the ball arrived.
Yeah, he wanted to block and he got it.
On the scoreboard, Rosie, high footy. Dixon was...
Elliott at the back on Weitering, not quite. Goes to ground. Sard arrives first. Another big moment.
2-on-1. Made the right decision going to Elliott. Brings it to ground.
It's pretty poor for.
Maynard sets out down the line. Weitering.
Cox arrives. He's got some support. Weitering defend. And the Blues can escape back to Boyd.
Under the Shane Warne stand side, Maynard dumps the kick down the line and then
sets it up. Here comes Mason. Weitering reads it best.
He's up.
Pies are piling on.
Moore goes long to a contest, and Weitering reads it. Nowhere to go. Throws it on the boot.
Just again, that evidence of Scott predictable, and a lot of this long down the line. Weitering's going to pick it up again. He's had a remarkable year. That's a brave kick. Opens up the corridor. Carlton right back in it.
Well, it was the Jacob Weitering change of direction that changed the whole look of that play. We've seen him take into... And it's Day. Out to the wing. They'll come for more. And it's Weitering towards half forward. Gunston's a bit of jump up being tagged. Gunston claimed he should have got a free. Umpire didn't spot it. McGovern and Weitering do their thing, and now body and mind. Ginnivan ratchet in the tackle. Brilliantly done by Weitering, but still, the grubber. That wasn't in the plans. At the deal with Pitnet, his size. Awkward bounce for Weitering. Spectacular run, but the ball didn't come back. So he had to kick in a hurry. Kemp. Walsh. Weitering.
Oh, check side.
Nice little checking, wasn't it? Huge talk, deep to the square. The fist come. Cripps has the footy.
Cripps looking to set them up again, but they all slip over in that same spot.
He thought that was his free and it was given against. Young knocks it down. Ryan ran into a high from Weitering.
Gather and a long kick towards Allen. Test of strength. Weitering was good. Blues have some numbers.
They need to find a way to through hands.
Well read by Weitering. Drives for distance up towards Darling. Weitering a big punch away.
And he thumps it. Knows they've got the height advantage under it, Darling, and he had it plucked by Weitering.
Pump. It works out okay. Binns able to take it. Gets it to Weitering. Not much ahead. He just has to tread water for a moment. Waits for something to present. Gets forward. Dewar lowers the vision. Misses Allen though. Up the wing. Bounce important. Darling had the run of it. Ollie Hollands played it well. Weitering attacked it. Spun out of trouble. And just thumps a high ball up to the 50. Cripps in front. The outside of the boot up towards Allen. It carried over his head. And Weitering takes a good intercept. Dangerous ball towards the corridor, but he sent a high ball inside 50. Weitering's camped underneath it though.
Knew what he wanted to do as soon as it was in his direction. Heads toward Allen. Not quite. Goes again. Young shut him down.
And ball forward. Jaden Hunt to Ryan. Bumped off it and out of bounds on the full.
Saints now on the march around the outer side. Membry up in front. Good late spoil Weitering.
Burns exploring here. Weitering was late but effective. Filippo, high ball. Made a bit of a mess of that, Weitering.
And for all that, they find themselves 5 points behind to the Blues.
Another thunder.
Clyde says he's had enough time to find one. It's a deep entry. Weitering to Walsh. Spinning away Hollands. Weitering calmly.